Hey, it's a local spotlight show here at WJBM Studios in Jerseyville, Illinois, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Chris Lorton. I'm your host, and with me today, I have from Winchester, Illinois, Chuck Frost. Welcome, Chuck.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and Chuck has been a number of things, but one thing that you're on board doing right now is creating a Kiwanis Club in Greene County. Is that correct, Chuck?
That's correct. Yeah, we were looking to increase Kiwanis activity in West Central Illinois.
Did I mispronounce that?
It's Kiwanis.
Kiwanis.
That's the way everybody else pronounces it.
Okay.
That's all right. So if you don't know, you don't know. So,
that's right.
But we're trying to expand services to children in West Central Illinois. And through my tenure in Kiwanis, which has spanned about 32 years now, one thing I did was a leadership role as a lieutenant governor, and the governor of the Kiwanis, Illinois, Eastern Iowa district asked that I find a community to start a new club. And so I looked at my whole geographic area, and Carrollton seemed to be a perfect fit. Did not have a service club to speak of. Had a Lions Club, but no other Rotary or Kiwanis or Optimist, and it seemed to be a great fit.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's big of you, nice of you, very community-minded of you to want to put in this type of work and effort to develop a Kiwanis Club in Greene County. I mean, you live in Scott County. I mean, you live in Winchester. A little bit about your history, Chuck. So you grew up in Winchester?
Yes, grew up in Winchester, went to college, and then came back.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Western and Macomb, so I'm a leatherneck, and graduated and went back to farm on our family farm for 2.5 years. And then I stepped into our family-owned bank in 1994 and served various roles in that. And during my time in the bank is when I got involved in Kiwanis. That was the club in Winchester to be part of. We had a Lions Club. It has aged out, and so Kiwanis was our service organization, and one of the longtime members there said, if you want something done in Winchester, see the Kiwanis Club, make sure they get involved, and it will happen.
So your family, how'd they get in the banking business, and what year did they do that?
My great-great-great-grandfather settled in Beardstown sometime in the 1820s, 1830s, was a sawmaker, big timber industry back then in Beardstown area, and there was a dry goods store that came for sale in the 1840s in Winchester, about 10 years after Winchester had become incorporated as a town. And so he bought this dry goods store and ran that for several years, left for a couple years to get well, back to England, and then came back to the States and expanded the dry goods store. And by 1867, we had gone from a system of bartering things to having money. Mm-hmm. And so there was, I guess my great-great-great-grandfather was an astute business person in the community and was asked to become an investor in this banking institution in 1867.
I see.
And it remained in our family until 2008, 2009, after the big financial collapse of 2008, and the bank failed, and had new buyers take the bank over, and the business has flourished ever since.
Oh, really? Well, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like the Frost family. You guys have been into supporting community, doing things in the community. I mean, it's kind of in your genetics. Evidently.
Yes. The dry goods store, the hardware store, and then my grandpa started Frost Drug Store in 1940, and it survived until it was sold in 1967 there in Winchester. So yes, there were lots of facets of community support that our family took on in Winchester, and serving our community was a big part of it.
And tell us about Kiwanis. What's their motto? What are they all about?
Kiwanis it was founded in 1915 in Detroit, Michigan. It was an organization that had a very long name, Supreme Lodge Benevolent Order of Brothers, and I guess it didn't really roll off the tongue, so they changed their name a year later to Kiwanis, which is derived from an Algonquin Native American word, which means we build or we share our talents. And so what Kiwanis has done ever since its inception is serving the children of the world, one child at a time in each community.
I see. What's some things that the Kiwanis Club in Winchester's done?
We just celebrated our century last year for 100 years of service, and our biggest signature project is our Christmas basket campaign, which we give every family in need a nice Christmas dinner, which has a turkey and a ham and bread and all the fixings for a dinner, eggs, potatoes, milk, other canned goods, staples, and then we also provide angel tree items. So these families get signed up through churches, through school. We have a very confidential network that we have set up, and we get these names from sources. We contact all these individuals, and the families give us names of the children and the children's likes and their sizes.
So you get Christmas presents too.
So that happens. The list goes out in October. We try and have the list back by the day before or the week before Thanksgiving. So then we make angel trees, these little angels that we put on Christmas trees at local institutions. Financial institutions have helped us there in Scott County between Bluffs and Winchester, because we serve the whole county. And so then sometime about a week before Christmas, we get everything together. The people in our county have been so generous over the years, and they will take these angels and go to the store on Black Friday and buy gifts for these young people, including toiletries and clothing items, and then gifts that they like. But primarily it's a personal effects for these people instead of just toys. So we help to nurture these kids and give them a Merry Christmas.
How many gift baskets do you give out?
We do. Last year, I think we did 85, but we've done as many as 150 in the 30 years that I've done these baskets. And people come through. We have it set up at one of the churches in Winchester, and they come through and get their angel tree items. And then we also have our food boxes together in one spot, and people can drive through and pick them up, or we have teams of our Kiwanis members that deliver them in the county.
Yeah. What's the population of Winchester?
Winchester's about 1,480 people. The whole county is about 5,300 people now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good town. Now, Winchester, what are they doing now? I know they're big in basketball, but did the gym get ruined or something?
Yes.
So what are they doing as far as that?
Well,
goes?
as of lately, all of a sudden the Winchester tournament was going on this year, and between Wednesday and Thursday, the custodian went into the gymnasium at the school and looked up and saw that the roof had, from what I understand, had dropped 13 inches on one end.
Yeah.
And it's an arched roof, like a barrel-shaped roof with flying buttresses, if you will, and the buttresses had been covered with metal, and they had degraded and rotted.
Yeah.
And so,
what are they doing now? They're rebuilding it?
As of 2 weeks ago, they started the demolition, and so the gymnasium has been removed. The band room, cafeteria are still in the front, but the gymnasium has been removed. The floor's taken out, the back locker rooms, and they're building a multi-purpose room to provide PE access. And I believe that there was a benefactor that had contributed money towards this multi-purpose room.
Are they still going to have games there?
Well, we will not be having basketball games there. They'll just be using that for PE, and they're going to use from what I understand, one of the programs at our Kiwanis Club is that practice will be held between Bluff schools. Since we co-op with Bluffs as West Central Cougars, some activities will be at the Bluffs gym, but the Meredosia-Chambersburg School District has offered their gymnasium to Winchester for West Central, and so we'll be hosting all of our home games. We'll be in Meredosia-Chambersburg for at least the next year or probably 2 years, because it'll take quite some time. The school board is working very hard to come up with a way to fund the gymnasium, And I was at one of the school board meetings, and the cost to provide a gymnasium is about $500 a square foot. So it's almost twice what a house costs.
Oh, yeah.
But it has to be built to certain standards to support weather, or to, inclement weather, and to be able to house a certain amount of students and people in there. So we want to do things right. But the last quote that I had was $8.5 million was put in news media as what it would cost to have a new gymnasium built. They're going to increase the size of the building. It's going to be about the same footprint, but it's going to have a little bit more seating around the gymnasium area for the bleachers. And it needed it because, boy, when that tournament was hot and heavy, that gymnasium sure was packed. And it's Winchester's been a basketball town for years. And
it's the oldest tournament in the state of Illinois.
It's the oldest invitational tournament that we understand in the nation.
Oh, in the nation.
Yeah, Kent Coltis that wrote the book about the tournament had sent letters out to all state high school athletic associations asking if they had an invitational tournament that was older than ours, and nobody has responded that there is one older than ours. So it's interesting, and it's great, and it's great. Good winter activity. Usually, when the tournament comes in, there's a good snowstorm that happens, but it's a good time for community activities and basketball in Winchester for sure.
Yeah. So. Hey, if you're just joining us, I have Chuck Frost with me, talking a little basketball, but also Chuck is, of course, wanting to bring the Kiwanis to Greene County. And so how many people are involved in the Kiwanis across the nation? Is this just an American club?
No, Kiwanis, in 1919, they expanded after their being founded in 1915. In 1919, they expanded into Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, so it became an international club. And as of now, there's 80 nations that have Kiwanis.
I'll be darned.
There's 450,000 adult and youth members, about 170,000 adult members, and around 280,000 youth members. We have 15,000 different clubs, 7,226 adult clubs, and then 7,700 youth clubs. The professional staff, Kiwanis International, is headquartered in Indianapolis, and they have a professional staff of 101 people that provide all kinds of education, because as you're running an entity, you have leadership, and they have directives, and they do leader education for the president-elect, director, secretary, treasurer of the club, is how we want to run the clubs. And so there's some education that happens, and then we're trying to build clubs all the time. And that's the lead into Greene County, and started, with Carrollton as the Greene County Kiwanis Club. So the plan is to expand there, and to start a club, you have to have 15 members, and so far we have 11 or 12 members. So we're trying to make that push to get over 15, and then we can officially charter the club.
Yeah, and you were saying, we were talking, now the Kiwanis, it means in the translation is we build or we share our talents, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and it's an adult club, but there's other factions of the club that go all the way down to the key thing that you're looking for.
Correct.
To build is the key club.
Correct.
For the high school students.
Kiwanis,
right?
yes, correct. Kiwanis started as an adult service organization, and then it had expanded. I don't have the exact dates, but it expanded into Circle K clubs, which is college-age Kiwanis clubs, college university students. It says that there's about 480 clubs in 19 nations. And then Key Club is the high school-age students, and there are 5,568 clubs in 47 nations. And then there are builders clubs that are middle school age, 11 to 14-year-old. There's 1,044 of those clubs over 22 nations. And then the K Kids is students ages 6 to 12, so elementary school. And like I said, 1,182 in 25 nations. And so there's lots of different things that can come from Kiwanis as they're sponsoring these sponsored leadership programs, bringing up grades for kids and terrific kids. These are programs that Kiwanis International has developed and brought into these different clubs. Right now, Winchester has a key club, and there are key clubs in Waverly that Jacksonville High School sponsors, and there's key clubs in Quincy.
Yeah. Chuck, you've been community-minded your descendants, everybody from the Frost all the way back to the 1860s, right?
Right.
You've always been community-minded. All right. And this Kiwanis kind of fit right in to your scope, right?
Correct.
Give the pitch to Greene County people that are listening, okay, to the kids, the young ones, and the adults. Why do they want to get involved in this club, in this Kiwanis Club? What can you tell, like, hey, what's going to be the event? What you've experienced, what you've seen experience, and personally, why do you think it's a great thing?
Yeah. Well, the motto, of course, is serving the children of the world, and we try and serve, one child, one community at a time. And so, and the other thing is to get young people involved in this after the club gets going, because not every kid is going to be the star athlete, and this is a great place to develop leadership skills. As far as getting the adults involved, we have to start somewhere, and it's a way to serve your community. And once the club is completely founded, they can take the direction that they want and as to what programs they want to serve. So we're in the next couple of weeks, I plan on meeting with the superintendents from the 3 school districts in Greene County to determine what needs are present in the different school districts, because every school district, of course, is different. Demographics for every school district is different. And
so you think maybe, like, if you had this club going and kids or adults, they'd meet separately, though, right? I mean,
correct.
You got the adult club, you got the kids club. But
yes.
Regardless, whether it's adults or kids, the club gets formed and people go around the table and they think, okay, what needs to be done? How can we help? In what direction we go? And
correct.
Then they kind of bind together. Everybody puts their 2 cents worth. They get a program together, and then
yes.
boom, they take off.
One thing that happened in Winchester some 45 years ago was we did start a monthly food pantry to families in need. And so we have clients that come in and we get food from West Central Illinois Food Bank. We get contributions from most area churches. We also get some federal monies in to help with we're the emergency food distributor for Scott County.
Well,
so we get
help.
commodities, and we serve somewhere between 70 and 90 families every month. Usually it's the second Saturday almost every month of the year. We move it in June for a conflict, but the second Saturday of every month at the Winchester EMS building at 8 o'clock, they start the food pantry, and people can go through and pick out the food that they want. And there's commodities and it's all given, and then the paperwork goes to the state of Illinois, and people have to qualify under the HUD guidelines. So that's one thing that we have done, but other communities can choose their own direction how they want to move forward and serve their communities. And so that's the gist of getting this group of people together to start in Greene County, and it'd be nice to have some adults from all the towns, from Greenfield to North Greene District there, and Whitehall, Root House, and Carrollton, and you can have satellite clubs to you can have members in these different towns. And one of the ways that we have chose to meet is we have a Zoom or a Google Meet instead of Zoom, but it's a virtual meeting. So get on your computer or your phone, and we email an agenda out. Every other week is when we've been having this. The first and third Mondays at 5:30 is when we start our meeting. But if you're in a different town, just get on your computer and join in.
Mm-hmm. But you do meet at a place.
But we do have a place there in Carrollton where we do meet right now.
Okay, well, tell me about. I know you got a big, kind of a big thing going on Thursday night to create some interest for the Kiwanis Club in Greene County. Tell us about that for the young. I guess geared toward young people.
It's definitely for
a
little bit of everybody, but it's we were trying to figure out a service project and what we could do, and what would be better on a hot summer afternoon than having a pool party. So this Thursday, the 30th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Carrollton Municipal Pool, we're partnering with Greene County Health Department to have a swim party, and we're partnering with local vendors to have some treats for the kids, maybe ice cream, shaved ice. We're finalizing all the details right now as we speak, but it'll be a free pool party for everybody that wants to show up.
Okay.
And
Adults,
we're hoping to bring kids and adults and
bring the family in.
Yes, bring the family, and we'll be happy to talk to adults and try and encourage some members to join there that aren't members yet.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. So heck, why not? It's a great weather to go to the pool. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have, you say you have 12 members right now,
Correct.
and you need to increase.
Yep, need to get at least 3 more.
What would you like to get up to?
I'd like to see about 25 or 30 people from the Greene County area.
Adults.
Yes, adults.
What number would you be looking for with the Key Club, with the younger guys?
Well, it depends on the population of the schools, but Winchester High School had a leadership program that had been going on for several years, and they came in and gave us programs, and we said, that sounds like a Key Club. We couldn't find the connection between the school district, a liaison between our club and the school district, and finally we had a retired school superintendent there in Winchester that stepped up to be that liaison between the Key Club. So the Key Club meets all on its own, and it's got its own set of bylaws, its own charter there in the high school. And so the plan, and so that ended up the first year they had 51 students. By the end of the year, they had 72 students in the Winchester High School.
Yeah.
So hopefully we could have Key Club somewhere in that 30 to 40 members in North Greene, Carrollton, Greenfield schools.
Yeah, and the thing I like about it is just like you said, like recently I had the Queens in. I've had the Queens from Carrollton, Greene County, and Jersey, and the girls that participate in that, it's such a growing experience for them,
Yes.
to participate, and there's athletics, and that's such a growing experience. But what kids really need, is such an advantage, is to belong to something, and they can, develop being able to speak and talk and communicate and work together on projects, and they can. It's such a great idea,
Right, and there's lots of leadership development potential through Key Club training, and Kiwanis has their own training for all the adults that are part of that entity, and same way with all these other groups, and to be something bigger nationwide group. There's the Kiwanis International Convention was held in Manila in the Philippines last month, and from the Kiwanis, the Action Club is also an adult club for adults with disabilities. I'm not aware of any around this area, but it's out there. Then we had Circle K, which is the college kids. All these clubs were represented at the Kiwanis International Convention from all over the planet. Mm-hmm. And I did not attend this year, but next year I think that the Kiwanis International Convention's in Dallas, Texas, so plan on going to that. So,
well, so if you're listening and some youngsters, high school, what age is it? From any age?
11 to it'd be freshmen to seniors there in high school.
Freshmen to seniors, freshman to senior, point them in the direction. It'll be good for them. They're going to learn from it.
Yeah.
And Chuck, it was very nice having you come in. Chuck Frost, ladies and gentlemen, with the Kiwanis Club out of Winchester, but helping to develop it in Greene County.
I thank you for the time to talk about this.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah.